DStv Premiership action returned last week, and we obviously saw some thrilling ties. Gavin Hunt's tenure at Kaizer Chiefs in the league started with a 3-0 drubbing against Mamelodi Sundowns, but then he picked it up again in midweek. We saw they recently announced that the CIS obviously they failed their appeal with the Court of Arbitration. So what does that make for their season?
Yeah, look, I mean, they didn't start the season well. I did tell you that Sundowns played very well against Bloemfontein Celtic, despite them losing the game. And if your goalkeeper is going to be man of the match, you should always be afraid of the team. They came out against Kaizer Chiefs. They didn't play like how they played against Bloemfontein Celtic, but they were still good enough. I mean, one can argue and said Sundowns scored from a corner and a penalty, but on the day, Sundowns, for me, they didn't even put...
It's a second game.
Exactly. So they just cruised into the game. It was like a training session where they just playing ball work, and Chiefs made it so easy for them. But yeah, it was a good performance from me, Mamelodi Sundowns and Chiefs. You could see Gavin Hunt after the game. He said the team is miles away from what he wants or what he expects from a football team, and you could see that he tongue-lashed them a bit, and they came out guns blazing against Chippa United, and a lot of big names were dropped there.
I think for the first time we saw what to expect from a Gavin Hunt Kaizer Chiefs team. I think he's slowly starting to stamp his blueprints on the team. We saw, obviously you did mention some of the senior players dropped, but the likes of Ngobo, Billiards for me is like a new signing if you get him fit and firing.
Absolutely.
And then Manyama, Blom, Castro played excellent up front. What do you make of that?
Yeah, look, I'm just worried. I think he was absolutely fantastic, but I get worried
when getting carried away.
Exactly, I get worried when a youngster gets overhyped and all of that. But yeah, I think Blom, there's not much hype about him, and I think he was also outstanding against Chippa United. And given a chance, I think maybe he's going to be the next Nengomasha or something like that. But yeah, we mustn't get carried away and hype up these boys. I mean, I saw him on statuses, profile pictures and all of that, all those beautiful ladies posting him and all of that. So I hope it really doesn't affect him, because we know how these things usually end.
And now obviously we did mention some of the senior players, of course one of them being Itumeleng Khune. We saw plenty of pictures on him on the touchline. He looked happy, but what do you make of the whole situation with him and Akpay?
Yeah, I think it was a statement from Gavin Hunt. I mean, Khune hasn't been well since the bubble. Since the first game against Chippa, when he returned, he wasn't himself. He made those...
I hate to say it, but he has also put on a bit of weight.
Exactly. So he hasn't been the Khune that we know. So if you are Gavin Hunt and you come in, you stamp your authority and say, Khune, I'm going to drop you. I want you to be focused on your football. I want you to be 100% fit. Because no doubt, I mean, a fit and focused Khune, we all know what he's capable about, what he's capable of. So in order for you to bring that out, I think sometimes maybe you need to drop him and let him miss out on Soweto Derby semi-finals and all of that. Let him know what he must earn his place.
And now obviously you did mention that Soweto Derby, it's obviously the biggest game of the season for both clubs. In fact, in Southern Africa, I would say. Who's taking it? We saw Chiefs already. Pirates, we don't know what to expect from them.
Look, I mean, Chiefs, they've got some youngsters and they've got a couple of old players. I think if maybe they can balance the two, then they'll come up with something.
Question, does Katsande come back into the team?
No, definitely not. I think it's time Gavin Hunt just let the boys play. I mean, we saw him starting with the experience against Mamelodi Sundowns. The team was slow. They didn't look like a team that's going to score or a threat. So I think maybe playing about Blom against the Orlando Pirates, let them get that experience. Let's see what they can do in a big game.
You think maybe Hunt was carried away with Parker's performance against Maritzburg and thought, you know what, maybe I can't rely on some senior players. It's worked for me in the past. Perhaps go with the tried and tested.
Well, look, I mean, when you're coming into a big game, you want to go with the tried and tested. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case. I don't think Hunt was carried away in any sense like that. But I mean, you want experience in a big game like that against a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, treble winners. You know what you're up against. So you wouldn't take the gamble and start with Abo and about Blom all together at once. But if it crumbles like how it did against Mamelodi Sundowns, then you tell the boys, okay, grab the opportunity with both hands. Let's see what you could do. And I saw some nice movements, and Chiefs was like flowing. So if they can play,
the press was incredible.
It was, I mean, from the first to the last minute. So yeah, but I won't get carried away. It was Chippa United, with all due respect. Against Pirates, it's going to be a different team. Pirates will have their phases of attack. So we didn't see what Akpay is capable of this season, like how he is. We haven't seen partnership Kakadoso and Ungezane, like how it is against a true test. So against abom Hango, then it will be a true test. We'll see if really that's the good pairing.
Well, they do call Chippa United Pirates B. So I think it is a perfect preparation going into the Soweto Derby. But let's wrap things up with a score prediction. I'm going to say 2-2. Sure. I know it's going to be a crazy one without fans. I think hopefully without fans it might see the best out of certain players, especially off the back of Chiefs' performance. Plus that defense, we don't really know what to expect. It was Chippa United at the end of the day. So 2-2.
I'm sure Chiefs fans would love a 2-2. I really do see Pirates winning that game, as much as I haven't been impressed on how they've started the season, but I think they've got more quality. Chiefs, this game came too soon. They've got a lot to learn. But if Pirates undermine Chiefs and come with the mentality with how we beat them, Sundowns beat them easily, we can also do it, then they'll be in big trouble. But yeah, I think if Pirates take this game seriously and approach it in a professional manner, then I don't see them not winning the game.
Give me a score.
I think Pirates will win. I'd say 2-1.
Well, that's what we think. Don't forget to leave your comments down below in the comment section and hit that subscribe button. Until next week. Cheers. For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch or news agent.